Hello everyone, my name is Vanessa Bernard and I'm the Housing Admissions Coordinator for VIU Residences. And I'm here today to just give you a quick overview of how to apply to residences and some frequently asked questions and where to find them on our website. So I will begin by just sharing my screen. All right, so that should be visible now. And what I'll do to begin with is I'm just going to go to our main residences page. So that is located at www.residences.viu.ca. So this is our main page, and this is where you would submit an application to residences and find out all of the information that you might be wanting to know. So here, right on the main page is this small blue box. Right underneath, single rooms are still available for fall 2020. It says, start the process. Are you ready to apply for VIU student residences? Click below to begin your application process. So you would click log into the residence portal here, and this will take you to your portal. So in the residences portal, there's a couple of things that you can do. One of the things that you can do is apply for different semesters. If you've never visited this portal before, you will need to register and set up a username or password. So for the time being and for the purposes of this presentation, we're just going to be looking at the register button here and the login button here. So the buttons on the very left and the very right. If you've already got an application with us in the past, you've set up a username or password, then we have a memory of you. And in that case, you will click login. If not, you will need to click register. So I'll quickly show you what the register page looks like. It is a process for registering new residents, so new students. So you'll click save and continue here. And this just takes some brief personal information. So your title, your first name, your last name, your gender, date of birth, etc., province, country. And most importantly, at the end, you will enter in your email address and you will confirm your password here. So this can be any password. It doesn't need to link into your student record password through VIU. It's separate. So here you will go through setting up your email and your password, and this will be your email will be your username and your password will be your password to log in to your residence portal. Because I already have a username and password, I will not go through and register right now, but I will click login. So you can see here it remembers my details. It's got my email address, which you're welcome to take a picture of if you have any questions about this, which is vanessa.bernard@viu.ca. And I will go through and log in. If you've forgotten your password at any time, on that button, just under the password, it says forgotten my password, and you can do that as many times as you need. It's a kind of automated password setup. So if we have your email address in our system, then you'll be able to go through and click forgot password and you'll be able to set a new one up. When you get here, you have two options right now. One is our COVID and illness reporting information, and that's something that once you did get into residence, we'd get more into depth with you if need be. So for the purposes of this presentation, we'll click on application. So this is the application portion of our portal. And at the end of this page, it says start or log into your application, because you can revisit your applications after logging in the first time. At this stage, it'll show the available terms right now. So we don't always have all terms available. There's certain windows of time during the year that we have semesters available to apply to. So for example, a popular question is when does the fall or academic year application for the next year open? So people are kind of in a rush or feeling the crunch to apply as early as possible, which is great. So we aim to open up our following academic year or fall applications. So for example, right now our September 2021 applications, we will open up the portal for that semester in October of 2020. So right now you can see that we have fall 2021, having it opened it up in October, spring 2021, so that's just the January semester coming up here, and the 2021-22 academic year, which runs from September to the end of April generally, with fluctuating dates every year based on the academic calendar. So you can select which one that you would like to apply to, and I will just go into one arbitrarily here. So we'll do fall 2021 term, and I'll show you a bit about the pages that you'll be filling out. So on the side here, I've already filled this application out, so it's taken me to the application summary page, but you can see that you'll be filling out personal details. There'll be a photo upload page, emergency contacts, medical information, where it actually leads you to, if you do have a need to go through accessibility services for accommodations in residences, it leads you through the form and the process for applying with accessibility services at VIU. And they are the department that would inform us of any need to accommodate in residence. More about yourself, sponsorship information if perhaps you're sponsored, under 19 form, and very important, the residence agreement. So I'm wondering if it will let me take, yes, we'll be able to go to this page. So the residence agreement, this is a lot of text to look at during a presentation, but this is your VIU student residence agreement. This is your legally binding contract. This is what you sign when you're offered a room into residences, and this is something that we in the office refer to a lot when it comes to our cancellation process, fees and deadlines, any kind of late payment fees, everything to do with any kind of movements or transfers. So this is really important that you read through, and it's got a lot of really kind of technical terms and whatnot, but it's still really important to go through and make sure you understand and ask questions if you don't. Okay, so now that I've gone through that, and you can see, pardon me, at the end, after you go through your residence agreement, there's a roommate profile page where you can upload some information about yourself, and at the very end is your application summary. If you've never applied to residences before, this application summary will take you to a $100 non-refundable application fee. This is a one-time only fee, so the very first time you apply for residences, you will go through and pay this $100. And from that point on, you can keep applying for subsequent semesters or different semesters in the future, and we'll have a record that you have paid that. So it's important to note that once you pay this $100, it does not guarantee you a room. It guarantees you a place in line. So it's separate from being offered a room. So I'm going to go back to our main page just so we can look at a few other items and how to navigate our website. I'm going to move myself out of the way there. And then I'm going to go through some frequently asked questions. So one I've already covered, that is how to apply. And the second question I had down was, is the $100 or refundable? It's not refundable. Another question I have are, what are the dates that I can apply? So I covered that a little bit when I said you can start applying when we open up the portal in October of 2020 for the 2021-22 academic year, and so on. So that's how it goes every year. And there really is no deadline for when we close our application process. So you're able to apply at any time that those particular terms are open on our portal. If we are full, or if it's, say, already into that semester, we will still take your application and we'll keep it on file. And as room becomes available, or if room becomes available, we'll continually offer out rooms, or we'll have sort of a rolling acceptance, if you will. So that being said, we do start taking our applications from October of 1 year for the next September intake. And we don't start offering rooms or formally accepting students until the first week of May. So this may seem like a really long time if you've, for example, put your application in December of 2020, and you're waiting and waiting and waiting all through this winter and spring to find out if you've been accepted. And it's important to note that we offer our rooms out in chunks, so you may not hear from us in the first week of May. You may be in that second group or cohort that's being accepted, so it may be later in May, it may be early June, but we begin to start offering rooms out at the first week of May. So don't fret if it's April and you haven't heard from us and you're worried. You're welcome to reach out and just confirm that we do have your application on file, but we won't be sending out any room offers until after the first week of May. When we do send out room offers, we ask for a $500 room deposit. So this terminology is a bit tricky because this is not a deposit that is refundable. This is $500 that actually goes towards your overall residence fees. So once you pay this $500, you're in essence saying that I confirm I am taking this room, I am committed to coming to residences. Very important, this $500 is non-refundable. So if you're unsure about your level of commitment for residences and you really can't afford to lose out on that $500, but you're having trouble making the commitment by the deadline that we've posted for you to pay the $500 and accept the room, then you need to reach out to us and communicate. There are some situations where we might be able to delay a deadline until you can commit, but once you have paid that $500, it is non-refundable. So we'd like to be very clear about that. Another question we have is when are my residence fees due? So this is where I'd like to navigate a little bit on our website again. So if you click menu, this is much clearer on a mobile device, on like a phone or an iPad. But if you click on main menu, it takes you to these 5 tabs that you can select. So 5 different categories of information for residences. So about us is pretty general. I'll just quickly go over. It's got our mission statement, a little bit about the staff and who we are, who works here, the building styles, room styles, and daily services and amenities. The next one is payments and applications. So this is probably the most frequently referred to tab in our website when there's questions that come into the residence office. So it gives you, again, another link on how to apply, which we've just gone through. It gives you information on our orientation, which runs normally at the beginning of the academic year, so late August, early September every year. So with the pandemic, of course, there's no guarantees of how this is going to go, but it's something that we've worked really hard and been really proud of in the past. And then it's got further information about accessibility and accommodations in residences. So I will click on this fees and breakdown. And this is kind of a busy page with a lot of information, but I'm hoping I can make it a bit clearer for you today. So, and one thing to note, the fees that are on here right now are for this current year. Every year after the fiscal year ends, so roughly about April every year, the rates and dates are subject to change. So we will go through and refresh and update based on budgeting information per year. So this is where it's at today for this current year, 2020-2021 academic year, but for example, for 2021-22 academic year, it's subject to change, just so you know. So if you go down, you'll see that under a modern single room, we have 3 options. So I'm going to zoom out a tiny bit here so you can see all of our options just from a distance. Oh, that's a bit too much. We're going to come a bit closer. Oopsies. Okay, so modern single room, you have 3 options. You will be asked what your preference is in the application portal. So you will be asked if you would prefer to pay by option 1, option 2, or option 3. So I'll zoom in again so you can see what these are. And basically these could coincide with someone's student loan funding. It could coincide with just family budget planning and how you are paying for your residence fees. It might help to stagger your payments a little bit. So option number 1 for both room styles is you pay your $500 room deposit, which I mentioned before, the non-refundable confirmation of your commitment to residence, and then you pay the whole shebang for the whole academic year on August 1st. So that is a savings of $200, and you're paying it all up front before you even move into residences, but then you're done and don't have to worry in moving out the following year. Option number 2 is staggered payment. So again, it's about 50-50 for this one. August 1st for the first payment, and then the second payment is in November. So again, you're cleared up by the middle of November. You're not paying again until you're not paying at all for the rest of the year. So those 2 payments are done. And then the third option is delayed. The first payment is delayed a little bit, and this can be really handy for financial aid, especially those who may have been late in finding out that they were accepted for financial aid, and subsequently their payments aren't being issued quite by the August 1st deadline. So I remember that from when I was a student for sure. So, and this one is a little bit bigger, the first payment, just the way it's designed. You pay the lump sum September 26th, so quite a bigger portion, and then the remainder of 2,300-ish January 23rd, so it's into the new year that you're paying the remainder of your residence fees. All right, and now I've had many questions about what to bring to residences. I have a Word document that's got it all written out. I'm not sure if it's the clearest in the world, but regardless, we'll look at it. So I'll give you an idea. Every room is a single room. During this pandemic, we've transitioned to single rooms only in residences. So there are no double rooms. There are 2 types of single rooms, traditional single and a modern single. So in every single room, you have a twin extra long bed and mattress, and that includes a mattress pad. If you're buying sheets, know that extra long sheets are recommended. So normal twin sheets are going to be a little bit too short, and those are definitely available online and in some stores in person for sure. I think I've seen them in Winners and Walmart, in Yisk for local stores. We provide a desk and a chair, closet or a wardrobe, depending on the room style, a garbage basket, window with drapes. So, and this is for your bedroom. For the shared kitchen and common room, what we do provide is all of the infrastructure, essentially. So we offer microwave, stove, oven, freezer, toaster, kettle, coffee maker. What we do not provide is a fridge. So this is really important. We have each student needs to purchase their own fridge under 5.5 cubic feet, and just because of the load on electricity. So everyone has their own small fridge in their room, and there's quite a buy and sell of used fridges going on. So definitely look on like local Facebook Marketplace or Kijiji, use Nanaimo, or the VIU SU app has a lot of buy and sell features for local items. So there's a lot of students selling fridges, but also you can get them at Costco, at Walmart, etc. Or you can order them online and have them delivered to residences. That's no problem at all. The other things you will want to bring are all of your personal items. So we're talking your blankets, your sheets, your pillows, cleaning supplies, dishes, cutlery, pots and pans, everything you need. And we just provide the furniture and the appliances. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen for now. And just to say that if there's any other questions, I know this is a lot of information to take in one shot, and if there's any questions, please feel free to reach out either to myself personally. So my job is incoming applications and accepting people to residences, and my email address is vanessa.bernard@viu.ca. So that's VANESSA.BERNARD@viu.ca, or reach out to our general front desk, which is there 24 hours a day, and they're at residence@viu.ca. Thank you very much. All the best.